Now here's an analogy you might like, comparing karma to gravity. A lot of people are unsure of karma and whether or not it exists because they don't know how it acts on an individual level. And it's kind of hard to see karma acting. If one person does something bad, then nothing happens to them. And if it happens on another person or in another place, it makes karma really complicated. But just a quick analogy would be to karma as a natural law is a very complicated thing, and most people who are on the surface and who don't understand karma just think, oh, it means if you hurt someone, someone will hurt you. And it's not like that. It's a very complicated issue, and it goes much deeper than that. It's an action and reaction. It's kind of a scientific equation in its own right. But to get it simple, if you were to throw something up in the air, the natural law makes it come back down because of gravity. Now, just because we don't understand time and we have our own view of what time is, since it falls back down quickly, we're able to learn that law quickly. If you throw it up, it comes down, you can see it, you can observe it, you can write it down. Okay, that's what happens. The law of karma might take longer to take effect. Maybe it be a few minutes, a few weeks, years, a few decades, centuries. We don't know exactly how karma works on the ultimate grand scale. So if you picture it like throwing an apple up in the air, perhaps that karma has not yet hit the point where it starts to fall back to earth and you haven't seen the reaction. You throw that apple straight up, it's going to come down and hit you. That's the karma of throwing the apple. You throw that apple off a little bit at an angle and it might come down and hit someone else on the head. Why did they get karma for you throwing the apple? And if you see where I'm going with this, it's understanding that karma can be thrown in many different directions too. And just because it hasn't hit in the still point where it starts to fall back doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. I think common sense would tell anybody that karma is something that we just need to act appropriately to avoid bad karma. And it doesn't really matter whether or not karma exists, because acting towards good karma is just the way we should be naturally. And karma is just a way to say, hey, shape up your act and be cool. So comparing karma to a gravity as a natural law is all I'm trying to say. It's kind of an explanation to people who say, well, prove karma exists. You can't. You can't. But it does. It does.